So, Ken, considering the contrasting pre-seasons of the two clubs, did you see something like that?
Well, I think I should just reflect back to what I said before the game. I think it's really important that, and without being disrespectful to anyone, as I said, we had information over 3 months, and we felt like that was pretty consistent and pretty strong, and we're pretty pleased with the way in fact, we were very pleased with our pre-season. But I did reference that the last game that we played, which was on television, was what people got to look at and make some comments about. So I get why those comments were there. They were rightly accurate after that game. But I was really confident, as all the coaches were, that we'd had a really strong pre-season, and I said that Friday.
Did you see something like this?
I think that's that's a result of a lot of hard work, and that game was going at it pretty early, ebbing and flowing, and we had to stay really composed, and I was really proud of the way they came out after half time.
Second term, was that more about poor attitude of some players that made it unravel?
Well, I think we talk a lot around humility, and we talk around standards and trust. And I think we went outside of a few of those in the second quarter, and that's because of their desire to want to be good and help the team. But sometimes you lose your way and you become a bit too much around yourself. And as a footy club, we're just not that, and that's not who we are. And I think what I'm proudest about with those blokes is the people who were perhaps being challenged in that space. They were the biggest lifters for us, and that just shows how much they care, I reckon. They got out of themselves. I love that.
That change from, I guess, the second quarter to the third quarter in intensity, was that down to mindset, or was it any tactical changes?
Yeah, no, I thought our intensity was good all day. I'm going to say that. I thought it was good all day. We lost a little bit of a way in the second quarter. Brisbane are clearly a very, very good team, and coached by Fags, a great man, that they're always going to cause us some problems. We just helped a little bit of the problems with some, as I said, some humility moments which we lost control of.
Yes, having Lice that, was kind of set the tone of that first set of bouts where he, wins the ball, that kind of, is, when you see that as a coach, how pleasing is that?
Yeah, I just love their intensity as a group, and I think you can't win this at this level unless you've got the group. And I think, again today against quality opposition in round one, where there's a lot going on, we just stuck together.
Did you learn about Jason Francis, considering all the expectation that was on him?
No,
For so long?
not too much. Not today. I thought he was a really solid player for us, but I feel like he's a really solid person, and he's home, he's happy. They're the things that help make you become a good footballer. And he's 19. He's got a long, long way to go. He'll make some mistakes. He'll make some days where it won't be quite as good as today was. But he should be mighty proud, and his family should be mighty proud that he's back home, and he's he played like a young man who was very happy to be home.
We know about his ambition. So what was he like during the week? What did you sense of him during the week?
No, I think Jace just is a competitive person, and he just wants to play well every time he plays football. Sometimes he gets, like any good young player, and we've had that with Connor and Zach and Xavier coming through, that any of those good young players, they can get a little bit lost at times when they can't quite perform at the level they want. But they're in the big league. They're at the top of the pops now, and it's not always going to go great for you. And they all learn a little bit as they go.
Isn't that as good as a debut as he could have had for Port Adelaide?
Oh no, again, I think in a part of a team that was really strong and really solid, I thought he played a really significant role for us. But I think the other people around him on ball helped him a lot. Ollie led him. I thought as a vice captain led him really well. I thought Scooter actually showed him a lot too. But Jace also knows that there's some parts you just got to keep working on. And he's got some parts to work on still.
In terms of that third quarter, though, Ken, he had a dozen disposals, 5 inside 50. So
He was pick one in the draft.
Yeah.
He's pick one in the draft. So let's not spend too much time talking around what he's capable of, because I think that's why you go pick one in the draft. You're really capable. Now you've got to execute consistently over a long period of time to be recognised as a really good to great player, and that's what he's hoping to do. Yeah, well, I think our list management team, Jason Cripps, should be feeling pretty good today. With what he brought to our club to help us, and we're a really good club at identifying the things that we need to be better at. And we're not frightened to admit that. We're happy to take the lessons that come with that.
Given, I guess, all the tools that's come into the game, the start of the season that you have, the opposition in Brisbane that everyone thinks, we're content for a premiership. Where does that third quarter sit in terms of, I guess, best quarters that you've had?
No, they're not questions that I like to even consider. I'm just really proud of today's performance, and I think, the third quarter was part of a 4-quarter performance. As I said, the first 2 quarters were not a long way off where we would expect it to be. I thought we, as I said, for moments in the second we lost our way, but I think as a four-quarter performance. But it is round one. I've fallen into the trap sometimes of going, round one, this and that. Well, the reality is we turned up today and we played and we represented this footy club and this great footy club and the people, the members, the fans that were there today. I actually called on the boys a fair bit to make sure that they could feel the passion of our supporters from the outside the fence today, and they could really feel that. So it was a good day for our group, for our family, and for this footy club.
You must be happy, though, I guess, at the season launch, said I'm looking forward to giving a side a clip that's given us a fair few clips over the past couple of years.
I think that's really sometimes a little bit harsh on the people who we put in front of those, because you're talking around your optimism and your hope for the season, and people, when you run those lines back out later, they get taken out of context sometimes. And I think the reality is, we wanted to beat Brisbane. They've beaten us for 5 years in a row, but we had an opportunity. We played really well up there last year, and we were wounded by the end, but they were good enough to beat us. Today we had them on our turf, and we wanted to make sure we at least represented ourselves really strongly on our ground.
Ken, is that more harassment of the opposition if they get first possession and stoppage, and you want to take the ball off them? Is that the way you want Port Adelaide to find from now on?
Everyone wants that. Every team that's in the competition wants something similar to that. Josh and Luke Kelly done a great job of the whole pre-season of getting our young people around the ball to challenge them to buy into some different ways that we want to play, and they should be given some great credit, our coaching group, but the fact that they were able to get the group to come together, and they're quite a young group in there, which we've said before that this is a transitional moment for us as a midfield group. I think after half-time we might have started with Horn, Francis, Rosie and Butters. Not even Wines, he was on the bench, so it's a moment for us to reflect on, but no, there's a lot to learn, and I challenge those young players to be great young leaders, not just players.
How impressed were you with Aaliyah, especially that first half? That second half, he seemed to be almost keeping the team in a little bit.
Yeah, he's had a great pre-season. If I reflect back onto the comments earlier about he's had an absolutely outstanding pre-season, and he's fit and he's healthy. He's got a family. He's got a lot of things going on that are good. He's been great for our footy club since the day he arrived, to be fair.
How did you decide when to use the sub? That's the new thing now. How do you know when to pull that lever?
It's a management thing, it's a tactical thing. There's lots of reasons how you would use it this year, and the good thing now about it is that you can actually have some freedom to use it the way you need to, and we discussed it at halftime. I don't think too many teams would be using it before halftime other than injury, but I'm not the only coach in the competition, so they'll make their decisions.
So why Francis Evans? Why did you choose him for first up?
Well, he was one of the shining lights from the performance that wasn't so great over in Fremantle. He came on and played one quarter and had 6 score involvements. We felt like at some point maybe their front half was looking for a little bit of a charge, a little bit of an extra help. Frank could come on and find the goals. We're really pleased to have him. Like, we talk around Junior, we talk around Jason. Frank's just as equally important to us about what he's brought to our club in the summer. He's a housemate of Zach Butters. He's doing lots of things that helps us. Yeah, he's fine. We took him out management basically, and we're in a position, luckily enough, that we had the game where we hoped it would be and wanted it to be, and we managed him because he's been a player we've missed so much over the last 12 months, and it's a long season, and we need him out there as much as we can possibly get him out. So we took the opportunity to give Frank a look and look after Orazio.
Yes, with the 100-metre penalty that Charlie gave away, how impressed were you with his ability to respond after that? I guess kicks and fruits as well.
He's one of the most caring players in our team, who cares the most, as much as any of. Doesn't care the most, that's wrong. He cares as much as a lot of players, but Charlie's a really passionate player, and sometimes that passion spills into a space that we don't need it. But the reality is, I know more often than not, he does fit in a humility space, and he does want to be a great team player. I was just really proud of him for, not letting that moment shrink him. It actually made him grow. And that's what great leaders do. They grow when they're challenged. Good work.